There is nothing that hurts more than seeing the downfall of one of your favorite YouTubers from when you're a kid, and today we are seeing it in real time. Over the past couple of years, a very popular Minecraft YouTuber by the name of PopularMMOs has been on an absolute scandal of essentially just ruining his own life. Like, if there was a competition to go out there and say who can spiral the hardest over the next 2 years, this guy would be in first place right now, and nobody would even be close to him in Elo. And towards the end of 2024, he had quite an intense situation which got him arrested again. He was found very drunk and high out in Florida, and we've just been dropped the police cam footage, and it is just so devastating to see.
Do you live here? Huh? Hey, wake up, man. I don't got all day for you. Wake up. Wake your ass up.
You had a bit too much drink tonight, man? You're good?
You live here?
Now, as you can see already, this is already the face of a man that isn't doing well by any means whatsoever. You can see the mental decay on this guy. He is just in such an awful state, and it truly breaks my heart to see. Because PopularMMOs was one of those guys which he just seemed so bubbly and so down to earth, and to see something like this going on with him just shatters me. Not only that, obviously I don't expect him to get any sort of special treatment because he's a YouTuber, but he is still a human being. And the way that that police officer came out with that initial conversation just didn't make me feel good.
Is that by San Pablo?
Yes.
So what are you doing all the way down over here? If you live?
You're a ways from home, bud. Probably at least like 20 minutes out.
I was drinking. Friends wanted to come over to make sure I was good, that's all. Oh, I'm actually fine. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, can you call Uber or somebody to come get you? Because you're in this condition, you're not even safe to walk.
Now, right here we have the nice cop, the guy that actually cares, because he's realizing that this guy is just not okay. You can just tell by his eyes and just the way that his face is resting. He's just not in a good mental state. Obviously, yes, he's on drugs, he's been drinking, but that's besides the point. In most circumstances, people will turn to things like that if they're not doing well mentally. You can just tell this guy's in an absolute state. So the police officer saying to him, look, dude, like, you're not in the condition to walk home. Like, you're 20 minutes away, which is kind of far. And not only that, you're out here in freezing cold weather in shorts and a t-shirt. And that has just reminded me of back in the good old days before this guy was off his wazoo. He would only ever wear shorts and a t-shirt. So this is in classic Pat style. However, even so, the human body can only take so much. You can't chug down some alcohol and smoke a bit of the Zaza and be okay in weather like this.
I'm gonna glove up before I start touching weed and a ton of Fireball. Homie is messed up. Bruh. That's why I asked. I knew.
Well, that's not very family friendly, to say the least. That is quite a fair share of marijuana right there, one would say. Definitely enough to get you put behind bars, and the bottle of Fireball definitely isn't helping. Obviously, he hasn't consumed this stuff. I mean, you can see that bottle of Fireball pretty much full and the weed is hardly touched. However, he's gotten that from somewhere and he's tweaking off of something, and the police officers have kind of found the route for that, or at least a gateway to figure out what is going on with this guy. However, I know they're not doing this maliciously because they are genuinely concerned for him. Like, before they searched his bag, they asked him if he could try and spell his last name out so they could try and ID him, and he just couldn't do it for the life of him.
Could you try to spell your last name for me? I understand it's French.
Only you can't spell it. I can spell it. Only you can't spell it.
Is it Julianelle?
Please, can someone explain to me how you get that messed up to the point where you don't even know your own name anymore? When I went out to go and watch the Minecraft movie, I personally don't drink, but a couple of my friends, they were down in the chug, and I had one friend that got a little bit tipsy, to say the least. And even he wasn't as bad as what I'm seeing right now from PopularMMOs, and that guy was far gone. I'm just gonna keep it real. And obviously they ask Pat about the weed and he answers it in a really good way. It's almost as if his brain just switched on and said, oh yep, let me just defend myself real quick.
You don't smoke, but you have marijuana.
Yeah, well, so why do you have the jar of pot? What? Alright, fair enough, yeah. Cool.
That right now is a prime example of when you're playing games with your friends and you've got that one guy and he is just horrible at the game and he gets put in a 1v3 clutch situation and you don't expect it to happen, but somehow he's clutched up. Pat saying that you'll have to talk to my lawyer right there, I don't know what happened. It's almost as if the whiz kid just came into his ear and snapped it and said, hey dude, you gotta wake up real quick, you gotta say something important, and maybe like his lawyer said something telepathically. How on earth Has he muttered that out of his mouth? I don't know, but massive fair play to him. He's probably just thinking back on the times when he's previously been arrested, which is absolutely devastating. However, unfortunately, he's still been caught with a shed load of weed, and they do actually arrest him for it, but it just goes straight down the gutter, man.
Just put your arms like you're praying.
Look on what?
Like you're praying.
Yeah, just like palms touch. We're not doing this.
Kill 261 fighting one. Kill 261 fighting one.
That trying to run away then is the perfect definition of when you try to run in your dreams. That was straight slow motion. It was like he was running through a fart cloud. That might be one of the most impressively pathetic attempts at trying to evade the police I've ever seen. And obviously it doesn't go well for him. He kind of resists for a little bit, but I wouldn't say he was even resisting. I think the police officers were just a little bit hyped up because Pat's there. He's got one arm like underneath him and then another arm on top. And the police officer's just there shouting at him saying, oh yeah, stop resisting, stop resisting. And it's just a massive situation of like miscommunication. Like in a situation like this, the kind of police officer that you need is just a guy that's going to sit down with them and say, dude, look, I can tell you've had a long night. I found this, man. Just do me some favors.
You won't believe who it is, Sarge. Who is it? It's the YouTube boy.
He's the one who ran through the gate again.
Yeah.
The Jaguar
The
game.
drag game.
Something I really don't like about this part is like the way that they're mocking him to say, oh yeah, it's YouTuber boy. Big old belly laugh right here, as if that's relevant in any way whatsoever. Like, I'm all here for a crack and a laugh and whatnot, but you should definitely be able to distinctively tell the difference between him on YouTube and him in person. Him in person is a very sick person. You can just tell from the way that he's acting, he is not well. But then you look at him on YouTube, you're like, oh yeah, I envy him because he's rich, he's got millions, blah, 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 blah. And it's just really cringe. Like, why are you doing that? It's not like you're going to arrest someone and find out they're a school teacher and say, hey, you're not going to believe who it is, Sarge. Yeah, the science teacher. It's just the fact that he's a bit of a celebrity, I suppose you could say. And they're just trying to shoot spitballs at him. And I just really don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me at all. Just in case you are interested as to what the outcome of this was, probation for 12 months, served 100 community service hours, substance abuse evaluation and follow-up treatment, $1,000 donation to the police memorial fund, and a letter of apology to the officers. Which I think, yeah, it's fair, but it definitely got escalated by the police officers, which is what I don't like. Because in a situation like this, the only thing that Pat needed was help. That was it. And the police officers, they started to lose their temper a little bit, stomping their feet, see some steam clouds coming out their ears, and they were like, boo-hoo-hoo, this guy's richer than us, he's stronger than us, he's better than us, he has more legacy than us. Let's just really evaluate this and escalate it. And obviously, yeah, they found weed in his bag. They should have just left him in the car at that point, but I don't know why they reacted that way. And unfortunately, things do get worse for Pat, because throughout the year 2025, he's just got himself in trouble after trouble after trouble.
However, on January 8th, 2025, he was found to have violated his probation due to substance-related issues after failing a drug test on December 20th, 2024. On February 2nd, 2025, police responded to Pat's home address in reference to a mentally ill person, where he then was arrested for the active warrant. On May 12th, 2025, a warrant was issued for his arrest due to a second violation of probation, when he submitted a urine sample which tested positive for marijuana and alcohol.
Now, something I really hate about the rehabilitation system is the fact that it's not a rehabilitation system. It is nothing but a punishment system, especially in the US. If they wanted to truly rehabilitate this guy, they would have done an evaluation on him and realized this guy is not good to be out. He needs to be in a psych ward because he is not well. If this guy has just committed 4 crimes in a row, in addition to that original crime, why on earth would you let him back out in society? I don't know. But yeah, I just want to talk about this a little bit because it really is just sad. There's no other way of putting it. I hate to see someone downfall like this, and I really do hope that Pat can get the help that he needs and deserves, because this isn't a situation of him just going out there being a piece of shit. He's clearly dealing with something which no one else is aware of, and he can't fight it by himself, so he's turning to drugs and alcohol to deal with it. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.